Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So today I'm getting excited. I am really getting excited. My vacation is getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Yes. For those of you who remember and for those of you who don't know, about a year and a half ago, I booked a vacation for Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. We're getting close. We're getting close. So close that I've been able to check in the app, and things are starting to happen in the app. Like there are things I can start to reserve in the app. We're getting that close. We're getting that close. Oh my gosh. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to talk a little bit about cruising in general, what's opening up in the app that I can see, and what I'm looking forward to most about cruising on Icon of the Seas. It's like the biggest cruise ship ever. It's a little overwhelming. I mean, I've been on the Oasis class ship, so I already have a sense, but these are even bigger than the Oasis class ship. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be so much to do. I'm so excited. And yeah, I'm going to be filming, so you all are coming with me. You're all going to get to see Icon of the Seas very, very soon. First things first, the app. The app is doing things and unlocking things. Royal Caribbean has an app, and when you're on board, it's super helpful, especially in a post-2020 world. The last cruise I was on, they were no longer giving out a paper cruise compass, which is basically like the itinerary of activities that are offered that day, the hours of the restaurants, if you're going to a port of call that day, some information about the port. All of that was being managed by the app. You were still able to get a paper cruise compass if you went to guest relations and requested one or requested your stateroom attendant leave one for you, but they were not by default doing that anymore. Royal Caribbean does have what's called the Save the Waves program, and that is their eco-awareness and conservation type of efforts. So by reducing the amount of paper that they're giving out, they are trying to save the waves. So the app is key. The app's where it's at. So let me show you what has appeared in the app for me. Okay, so here's the Royal Caribbean app, and you could see it's a little picture of Icon of the Seas. But if we go to the daily planner, we can now see some activities that are available. So, and it's split by days, so you could see different days, different availabilities. Some of these things, like the cupcake class, for example, is for purchase. And then it also shows like some of the excursions that you're able to purchase as well. So it's sort of like this hodgepodge of different things going on while you're sailing. And it's organized by day, but also at the top here, you can also sort by activities, entertainment, excursions, shops, and so on and so forth. So entertainment has unlocked, and I can now see some of the shows and offerings that are going to be available while I'm sailing. So if we look at some of the different entertainment offerings, we can see some of the different shows they have to offer. There's this show called Starburst Elemental Beauty. Wizard of Oz is the show, which is usually like the Broadway style show. There is comedy. Nothing on day 8. You got to go home on day 8. Aqua Action, and that is going to be in the Aqua Dome. All sorts of different shows and things available. There's different bands. There's a comedian. Lots and lots of options. The other thing that is super helpful and valuable in the app, at least for me, is the deck plans. You can virtually explore this ship via the app. So that is super helpful. And I always, whenever I go on a cruise and I've not been on the ship before, or even ones where I've been on the ship, but I need a little refresher, I always look at the deck plan ahead of time. It helps me orient myself when I get on board, so I'm not wandering around like, where am I going? Like I have a general sense. Like if I'm hungry, I know where the food options are. If I want entertainment, I know where the general direction I need to go, right? If I want to go to the gym and it's at the aft of the ship, I do not want to be going to the stern, right? Like, so by looking at the deck plans ahead of time, I find super useful. So let me show you how you navigate to those deck plans. This is sort of like the main screen. You can see at the very top, there are 3 little icons. There's like a person, a calendar, and a boat. You want to swipe to the side where the boat is. And from here at the top, you can see it says View Deck Plans. And this is how we get there. So it starts us out on deck 5, but I usually like to explore these virtually either from the top down or bottom up. So let's start at the bottom up. And usually there's not a lot going on the lower decks. Star Trek reference, lower decks, yes. But you could see there's just boarding areas and elevators, but there's really not much on deck 2. Deck 3. So that's where the medical center is, one of the levels for music hall, some elevators. It looks like there are some rooms, the conference center, and one of the floors of the main dining room. Deck 4. Let's go back to the front of the ship here. So deck 4 is where the Royal Theater is going to be. This is the second floor of Music Hall. So remember, deck 3 also had Music Hall. Deck 4 is the second level of it. It also looks like it connects to the casino. And there's a second level of the dining room. Then if we go up to deck 5, and we go back to the front of the ship here, this I found super strange looking at it from the app, and I wonder what it's going to look like in person. But the fitness center, you can see there's like a little escalator, but there's no real entrance to the fitness center on deck 5, even though it's on deck 5. And I'm going to skip ahead to deck 6 so I could show you this. There's like this hallway to the fitness center and the escalator, and then you go down to deck 5 to get to the rest of it. So I'm definitely going to investigate that when I'm on the ship. There's also another level of the Royal Theater. And deck 5 looks like the Royal Promenade is here, which is where a lot of like the shopping and some of the entertainment. So I could see the karaoke places here. I could see different shopping, the little pink like shopping bags. Those are the shopping areas. There's also guest relations and next cruise, and a third level of the dining room. This is also where Absolute Zero is, which I believe is the ice skating rink and the ice show. Then deck 6 is another level of Absolute Zero. Social 020 and Adventure Ocean are the kids and teen clubs and areas. There's a Playmakers, which is a sports bar and arcade. This is where we have some of the cafes and bars. So we have the Schooner Bar, Borello's, Pearl Cafe, Giovanni's, Dueling Pianos, and the Attic are both clubs. On other ships, the Schooner Bar is where they do a lot of trivia. So I usually spend some time at Schooner Bar because I enjoy doing trivia. Then if we go up, like I showed you before, the hallway to the fitness center is right there. So we'll see exactly what that looks like in person. Deck 7. Okay, it looks like we're getting into all of the staterooms here. But at the aft of the ship, this is where Surfside is. So the arcade, the carousel, Pier 7, Splashaway Bay, Baby Bay, and the Water Edge Pool. So this looks like it's going to be very kid-friendly in this area. Deck 8, also at the back of the ship. So this looks like it's going to be open in the middle here by Surfside, similar to like the Oasis-style ships. That's what that's looking like to me. Then if we go back this way, this is where Central Park is. So we do have some more eateries in Central Park area, as well as the Jazz Club. It says Lou's Jazz and Blues. And then we also have Izumi, Chops Grill, and Park Cafe, as well as Empire Supper Club and more staterooms. Deck 9, this looks like it's all staterooms. Deck 10, that is also all staterooms. Deck 11, you want to take bets on this one? All staterooms. I'm noticing a theme here. Deck 12. Deck 12 is staterooms plus the spa. There is no deck 13, so we're going deck 14. Now we have the overlook bar. We have another level of the spa and more staterooms. Deck 15. Okay. The hideaway and the hideaway pool. This is another area or neighborhood of the Icon of the Seas. Windjammer. This is the buffet. Then we have El Loco Fresh, which was also on Oasis of the Seas, and I enjoyed eating there. That was really good, so I hope it's as good on this ship too. There's also Cantina Fresca. Then we have the Royal Bay Pool and some whirlpools, the Lyman Coconut, and this area is known as Chill Island. Then if we get to this end of the ship, this is where the Aqua Theater is. This is where they're going to have a water show. They also have an Aqua Dome Market for some eats and Hook Seafood. I believe Hook Seafood is an additional cost. I don't think it's an included restaurant though. Going up to deck 16. So here we have Coastal Kitchen, which is for suite guests. I am not going to be a suite guest, so I cannot dine there. But there's also this area of Chill Island. So there is another pool right over here up top. And then some seating, I would presume. And then further down, they have Adrenaline Peak and Crown's Edge. They have this thing where like it's like an adventure course is what it looks like. So when I'm on board, we'll investigate a little bit more and get a better understanding. They also have a milkshake bar. Lost Dunes is mini golf. And this is where the water slides are going to exit. Right by the flow rider. And then there's a few whirlpools and more area of the hideaway. If we go up to deck 17, so this is the sports court, which then connects to Cloud 17 and another pool. So if you notice on deck 17, there's like a walkway to the right side, but on deck 16, that's not there. It's all on the left side. So it's sort of like mirror images of each other is what it seems to be. And then Coastal Kitchen and some more rooms are up here. Then if we go to deck 18, this area is for suite guests. And then that is it on deck 18. Deck 19, also not much going on deck 19. Deck 20 is the water slides. It's called Category 6 Water Park, and they have 6 different water slides on this ship. How fun is this? So that is what I do to get super excited for a cruise and to help sort of pre-orient myself. I'm also super excited for these shows. Wizard of Oz, not Wicked, not to be confused with Wicked, but it's actually a retelling of Wizard of Oz. So this is going to be really cool. I wonder how they're going to do the tornado, the twister, right? Like, how do you do that on a show? Gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. There's also an aqua theater, so a water-based show. When I was on Oasis of the Seas, the aqua show was my favorite show on the ship. So the bar was set high on that one, right? Like, I have high expectations. So, Icon, are you gonna deliver for me on this? I hope so. Yeah, so I wonder if there's other types of shows like cabaret style shows, because I know on Anthem there's a great cabaret style show on Anthem of the Seas that I've seen a few times. Yeah, there's so much going on. They haven't posted in the app the activities yet, so like the trivia or like Roy likes to play dodgeball. They haven't posted if there's going to be dodgeball yet. I always get nervous when he plays dodgeball. I'm like, you don't want to get hurt on a boat. That's not the place to get hurt. So I try to discourage the dodgeball playing. But if he wants to have fun, I'm not going to stop him. He can play the dodgeball. It's okay. But yeah, they haven't posted the schedule of activities yet. We also have not like purchased any excursions, so we're definitely gonna like get off the ship and look around the ports, but I don't have any set excursions that we're gonna do. We haven't settled on anything like that yet. So we'll see. We're gonna play it by ear. I don't recommend doing that, especially if it's a place you've never been before. We're not going to venture far. That is not our plan. But like, if you've ever cruised before and you know the port town, they're all generally very, very similar. There's a bunch of shops that are different brands. Like you'll see like the jewelry shop, and then there's like the color changing t-shirt shop. And, you know, before you get off the ship, they have like a shopping guide or like a things to do kind of a meeting that you can go to and attend. Usually it's kind of like they have deals with each other and they want to get you to spend money with each other, so that's why they promote different things. So, you know, but if you don't know what to do or where to go or where a safe place to go would be, you know, you could get like general information by going to one of those. So it'll at least point you in a right direction. But a lot of times I like to sort of like do some research ahead of time. But I've been so excited for the journey and being on Icon. I wasn't paying attention to where the ship was sailing to. It was less about the destination and totally about the journey. And that is where my energy has been focused on, because I think there's just going to be so much to do on this ship that it's going to be a lot to take in, a lot to process, and a lot to explore, that I haven't even, like, I'm still researching the ship. And I haven't given a lot of time to research the ports of call. So I have a little time. I have a little bit of time. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of research ahead of time and see if there's anything that I uncover in my research. But like I said, on this one, I'm excited for the boat. I am excited to ride the boat. I know, don't come into the comments and tell me it's a ship. I know it's a ship. I find it amusing to call it a boat. So just go with it. It's a boat. It sails, it floats. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going sailing on Icon of the Seas very soon. I also have to start planning ahead of time some snacks, because as much food as there is on a cruise ship, desserts are the struggle. They're the struggle. I tend to like make a little Tupperware of like cookies that I can eat, that don't have sugar, that don't have refined sugar, I should say, because I make my cookies with honey. So we'll probably make some cookies before we go and put them in a Tupperware. But other than that I'm good. The Royal Caribbean has always taken care of meeting my dietary needs. I have never had a problem, and I've not gotten sick while cruising, so that is great. So I'm excited, but I guess for now, I'm done for the night. I'll see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired. Bye, everyone. Take care.